latest of the local and national news at the bottom of the hour. Then we're going to be catching up with finding out who our featured artist is as we go into Universally Challenged. After one song now, we're going to get him comfortable in the studio. Darren from The Sportsman is today's target. Victim, what do you want to call him? Guest, there you go. Having a chat with him after Chic. What do you think of that? Good Times is the name of this song. Have you ever had a good time in The Sportsman? No? No, really? Come on, they must look all those years back. There must have been, We'll ask them. Darren's probably had a good time then. We'll find out in a minute. So, welcome to the show, Darren.
Thank you very much.
In case you don't know who Darren is, which I can understand, Darren is the governor down at the Sportsman, which is in Soy 13.
Yes, not 13-1, 13-2, 13-3.
13, exactly 13. Next door, nearly next door to the Sandy Springs.
That's right.
And I have to say that the Sandy Springs was the first hotel that I ever stayed in Pattaya. And we used to go to your place for breakfast.
Yeah.
You're involved in the Breakfast Club Pattaya, which is, like, in case you're not involved in Facebook, which I wouldn't blame you if you're not, it's a bunch of people who, one person will post their meal of the day, and the whole objective of the group is to slag it off for the rest of the day, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, basically that's the MO
That's about
for the
it, isn't
Breakfast
it?
Club,
Yes.
yeah.
Right. Now, we've had Heineken Gate, which I accidentally on purpose questioned the price of Heineken at the Retox on the dark side, which led to a boxing match.
Yes.
And I thought that would, it would all calm down. Now we've got Cheesegate. So we're going to go straight to the question because this is the only reason you're here. Do you charge 20 baht for a slice of processed cheese?
We charge 20 baht for a slice of Anchor cheddar cheese.
Processed cheese.
Anchor cheddar cheese.
Is it wrapped in plastic when you open it?
It's wrapped in plastic when my staff wrap it in plastic, yes.
Right. 20 baht?
Yes.
How do you excuse that fact? I mean, you've got to understand that a lot of people, Darren, live here on a budget. Tourists who come here, the exchange rate is not in their favour. Everybody is trying to do something to support tourism in this country, and you're charging 20 baht for a slice of cheese. If you were on the 17th floor, people would be jumping off balconies.
Yeah, there is another option. You can omit the cheese.
Drop the cheese, yeah?
Just drop the cheese. In all seriousness, the 20 baht cheese deal, nobody's ever picked up on the fact it's also 20 baht for bacon.
God almighty.
And you 20 baht cheese cartel, basically.
Okay.
Got to feed the kids.
I understand that, but when you advertise a cheeseburger at probably with chips, it's going to be about 475 in the Sportsman, isn't it?
At least that.
Yeah. Does that include the cheese?
Yes.
It does?
I will include the cheese.
In the cheeseburger?
If it's 475 baht...
How much is the cheeseburger?
I'll actually include half a Heineken for 475 baht.
Wow. God, blimey. Exactly half.
Yeah.
It won't overflow, will it?
And I'll also ask you to move your table mid-meal.
What?
You don't remember that one?
No.
There's 470 comments. Musical chairs lasted 2 days.
You asked people to move tables.
I didn't know. Somebody got asked to move and it was 470 comments long. I actually had chest pains that day.
It's I love it. I really do, because when I come in here in the mornings, right, and you want something to cheer yourself up, and you go on Facebook, and there it is, the Breakfast Club.
The best bit about it really is that people get sucked into this troll fest, basically, this online argument for armchair warriors, and then you get the calming people who think you're all crazy because you're shouting and screaming at each other, and then you get other people who legitimately think there's a rift between the Falang-owned businesses.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't realise I talked to Simon from Retox 4 or 5 times a week.
Have you had a fight with him?
Yeah, a pillow fight.
I have.
Yeah, I know you
Darren
did.
and Simon in the ring.
With pillows.
I did offer to go to white collar boxing if there is a category for might be a bit hungover, bit bitey, bit stampy, and probably going to swear a lot, but they won't let me go.
So the one that I liked the best, right, there is a guy, I don't know who it was, and if I did I would tell you because I just think it's so funny, but you end up where let's just I'm not going to open it now, because if I open that page now it's just going to absorb me.
Do it.
But you go on Facebook, yeah, Snakebook as I call it, yeah, and there it is. There is a new restaurant opening. Okay, so the first thing that the new restaurant operator does, no names, is slags off every other restaurant in the area before he opens. And then he opens, but he posts pictures of the food that he's going to sell. And he'll say, "What do you think of this?" And because everybody knows that he thinks that they've tricked him, but then they haven't because he's not as clever as he is. Everybody slags off his food as well. But then you'll get this one guy that will come on. The breakfast is $129. Okay, 129 baht. And the one guy will go on, that is such a rip-off. I could make that breakfast in my kitchen for 65 baht. Duh, yeah, this is a restaurant. Have you figured this out? Actually, somebody's going to make some money out of you. And he actually works out that if you went to Big C and bought the meat and the egg, one egg, of course, going to Big C, can I have one egg, please? Yeah, okay, so he buys one egg, a couple of slices of potato, yeah, and then takes it home, turns on the electric, gets his pan out, sticks to the pan because it's a dirty pan, cooks it himself. He can save himself half the price of the meal.
That's correct. There's actually...
Do you not feel bad, though, that you're ripping that guy off?
I don't think we're ripping him off.
No, he wouldn't admit that because this is playing in the Sportsman right now.
Yeah.
And there are people who are just, you hope, are about to pay their bills.
I think the successful businesses in town, they cost the dishes accordingly. They've got a profit margin.
Of course.
They know what they're going to make, and they just price the dish. Comparing prices to what you can cook at home is just ridiculous.
Your bubble and squeak is fantastic, by the way.
Thank you very much. I'll send you a box by door to door.
Ooh.
For me.
When I went there with my mate Lenny, he didn't want it. I had double.
Yeah, and you tried to get a refund on your toast last time.
Yes, I did.
That.
Yes, and then that made the Breakfast Club as well.
And that got about 100 comments actually,
Yes.
and probably 50% of the comments were actually legitimately annoyed that Tommy couldn't get a refund on his toast. And obviously I knew, well, the second comment, I knew it was a wind-up, but the other 150 people didn't.
Breakfast Club better than Jeremy Kyle.
That's fantastic. Honestly, Megan, we've invented this thing that we've offered to members, which is called the Breakfast Club Bean Counter. Right now, this is not an accountant. What you do,
you and your counting.
it's an app. And what you do is you take a picture of the breakfast or whatever
it
it is.
calculates how many
baked beans you've got. And this, there should be a league in this town to see how many beans you get. The Baked Bean League.
Yeah, we should really have a bean festival, I think, because they have a farmers market now, so we could have a bean.
Yes,
a bean
Megan
festival.
goes to the farmers.
Yeah, we could have a
market.
stall where we all turn up with our
breakfast
with our bean portion
Yes,
control.
but you cheat. This is where it would happen.
That's the trouble.
You would be there. Simon from Retox would jump in front of you in the queue because he's more important, and you would put more beans on that breakfast than you would ever for a customer.
Yeah.
So how's business?
It's good, very good. We're busy. We're pretty steady all year round. We've got a big expat following. We've got a lot of repeat tourists, people who come back, for 3 weeks, and they're in 1 or 2, 3 times a day sometimes.
Because all joking aside, you have a very good reputation for food. Soy 13, the original Soy 13, the Sportsman, very nice in there. It's like a real pub. Somebody spent a lot of time laying that place out. Really nice food, fresh food, and nice friendly staff.
Good, glad to hear it.
Yeah, it's rather expensive, obviously. No, how much is the breakfast?
195 for a full English.
That's 100 baht more than I can get it for somewhere else.
It is.
What's the difference?
I know a place where you can get it for 69 baht.
Do you?
I've never put it on the Breakfast Club.
Ooh.
Ooh, do you get beans in it?
You do get beans in it. So if you get in your car and you drive about 3.5 hours that way, it'll be 69 baht.
Yeah, but think how much you'd be saving. Oh, that's brilliant. As I say, your breakfast is very, very good. And your meals, everybody knows the food. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, you want to go down there in the toilets? Oh, the toilets, they are
Don't
spotless.
go to the toilets.
No, I like the toilets, actually. Your toilets, which are about 400 miles from the bar, spotless. And whenever you go in there's this little old girl in there, and she looks like Mrs.
Jeb. Her name is Jeb.
What was the woman, you wouldn't know in England, there was Mrs.
Doubtfire?
No, it was in English. It was...
Acorn Antique.
Yes, what was her name? Mrs. And she comes in, she's, just cleaning the bowl on this one. Use the other one, I've polished it as well. You walk in, you look down at the toilet, and you can see your face in it. And it's not very impressive. You don't have to get close to see your face because she's been in there and given it every...
scary for you, Tommy.
Oh, it's fantastic. Did you want some extra paper, dearie?
You have a thing for toilets, don't you?
I think that you can always judge a kitchen by the toilets. I was brought up believing that. If the toilets are clean, the kitchen's going to be clean.
You don't eat at Thai places then, do you?
No, yes, I do. That's why. Yes. So the business has been there how long?
20 years of business has been there.
20 years?
20 years. 20 years this year.
Right.
Had a big party in February for the 20th anniversary.
Competition is a lot bigger now than it was.
There's a lot more varied Farang-style businesses, obviously. There's a lot of people copying. There's a lot of people doing their own thing. Some people go much higher end. Some people go much lower end. It's what you can make work for you.
20 years ago, or let's say 15 years ago when I knew it, the chances of getting English breakfast in this town was you had to go to Soy 6.
That's correct.
Well, what's his name? He's still there.
Queen Vic?
No, the little open bar. There's a little in between all these gaudy
Never been to Soy 6, sorry.
Brian Flowers
Lies, that's
bars.
lies.
There is a bar, and I think it's got a Chinese name to it. I can't remember its name. And it's open. It's just a little shop house, and it's full of tables, and people used to go there for breakfast. It was the only place you could get breakfast. English.
I know there used to be mad dashes. Probably one of the guys who's been here the longest is, and he can tell you a few stories about
Heineken Gate.
Yeah.
Yes.
He actually was the originator of Heineken Gate, wasn't
Yes, he was.
He was.
Yes, he was.
He
yes.
was the thorn in
He
the
complained
in the
about the
Robin
price
Hood side.
so much that he had to have 3 pints to make sure that he got the price.
He was the sheriff of Nottingham to Simon's Robin Hood.
Yes.
He was. But he'll tell you stories about, people turning up with a jar of Marmite and a feeding frenzy and people getting black eyes and.
Just looking back, when people would send their friends, because in those days there wasn't really Facebook, but people were on forums.
Yes.
And you'd be on the forum, and it would be, where can I get a cheap beer? And it would be there. And then the next one would be, have you seen this bird? She works at this bar. And the next one would be, I saved 20 quid on my air ticket. And the next one would be, they've got mayonnaise in Big C. Because, wasn't it? Do you remember? Because you couldn't get Western food. It was like, they've got mayonnaise in Big C. And it'd be gone in like 20 minutes.
There's still restaurants making their own baked beans. There's still restaurants. I know somebody who makes their own HB sauce. Well, there is going to be a shortage of HB sauce soon.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Well, HB sauce is a dwindling brand.
Yes.
Because the millennials don't buy HB sauce.
I hate it,
The
actually.
millennials in England
Really?
buy sriracha
Oh,
sauce.
you're a northerner.
Daddy's sauce?
Yeah, no, HP sauce, brown sauce. Do you
Well,
like it?
Daddy's sauce.
No, Daddy's and
Oh.
HP are two different things.
Really?
Daddy's and HP have been
Wow.
bought by Danone and they're made in the Netherlands. But
Yeah.
HP, you're the one
It's
camp
the
or the
same,
other.
though.
Which way do you swing,
It
HP
tastes
or
the
Daddy's?
same, doesn't it?
She's a daddy's.
She's a Daddy's, isn't she?
She's a
Daddy's
daddy.
girl.
Who's your daddy?
She's a Daddy's girl.
Not you, Tommy.
But all the HP sauce, Piccalilli, pickled onions are all dying brands in Europe because the millennials want sriracha sauce.
I remember a friend of mine. It was a friend of mine went to a restaurant. I think it was, because he's not here anymore, I could say it, Dave that ran the Blues Factory.
Yeah.
And they went out for a meal, and the meal was terrible. Not at your place. Amazingly, it wasn't your place.
No.
And he didn't, and his wife complained about the food, and the waitress did the usual, not my problem. Yeah, don't forget tip. And so what she did was she got the brown sauce and poured half the bottle on the plate. Because brown sauce is so expensive.
That's vicious.
Yes, it was her way of
nasty.
just basically saying, up yours.
Yeah.
Because a bottle of brown sauce is... Simon at Retox
Yeah,
uses
the
sachets.
Yes.
Did you see it on the Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
Someone complained about the sachets of the...
Well, it's because their dentures used to fall out when they were tearing it open, right?
One of the other largest ones on Breakfast Club, again, that was well over 300 comments, was Mark Flack, the admin. And he had a bread basket that was 300 baht, and he took photographs, and it was all fresh baked, rye bread, wholemeal bread, wheat bread, rolls, and one portion of butter. And he asked for more butter, and I think they charged him 80 baht for one portion of butter.
Oh, my God.
That was Buttergate. So you've had Heineken
Buttergate.
Gate, Cheesegate.
And Buttergate.
Next.
What's the next one? Burgergate.
I think we've had Currygate's been going on.
Oh,
over-
Currygate's a new one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, this is I have to be honest, okay? When it comes to curry, God, I've got to watch the time. When it comes to curry, okay, I am such an expert and such a man that I don't eat anything above korma. Okay, I do not do spicy. All right, so I know that tikka isn't spicy, is it?
Well, tikka means marinated,
Yeah.
or it means small chunks, but generally it means marinated. If you're living or holidaying in Thailand, it doesn't take long to figure out. You can ask for food spicy, not spicy. I mean, our entire Thai menu, you can have it any way you like. You can have a pad kapow.
What do you get if you don't ask?
If you don't ask, you get whatever it's labelled as. And on our menu, it's got the amount of chilies. So if you order a pad kapow, it's got 4 chilies next to it. But you could have a seafood salad or yum talai and just say to the girls, just 1 chili or no chili, and they'll make it.
I see. I would be in there. Go, can I have a lamb pasanda, please? Because I know it's just could be nice and creamy with no spice in it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Do you eat spicy food? Oh, yeah, you do, don't you? Yeah.
yes.
Do you like
I
Indian?
eat jungle food.
Yeah, because you're a jungle girl. Do you
Yes,
eat?
chicken tikka masala.
Yeah, but can you eat spicy curry?
Yes.
Like, what is it? Dal?
Fal.
Fal.
I've just
All
given
of it.
I've just given some foul sauce to Michael O'Connor
Will you stop dropping names? This is
My
my
name's
show.
dropping, I didn't realise,
It's all
sorry.
about me.
Another chef.
Yeah.
I'll
Where
just
does
give
he
him
work?
some file, actually, because he's
Where
got
does he work?
Robin Hood.
Right, so if you go to Robin Hood and you have the file, it should be free because you gave him the sauce.
I only gave him one portion.
Oh. Did you swap it for a slice of cheese?
I did, actually,
That's
yeah.
what you meant. Yes. Yes. You're doing very well,
Thanks.
which means that although we're going to play a song now, it's going to take us to the local and national news. Darren from the Sportsman is going to be our guest on Universally Challenged this morning. Now, we know a lot about you. Before I drop the needle, tell us something about you that we don't know.
There's a camera on me.
No?
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 Oh, Megan will have to verify that.
Yeah. There's no cameras on. Go on. What is it?
Oh no!
Oh, my dad used to be able to do that.
Oh no!
My dad used to be able to do that.
This is great on radio because nobody can see what I'm doing. Just Megan going, oh no.
Now, put your trousers back on.
Fabulous.
103 FM. Give me
Stop. He was wiggling his ears, for God's sake. Now, everybody out there's wondering what he was doing.
the bathroom, getting higher than
My dad could do that. I never
Very
knew anybody
unusual.
else that could do it.